thousands, okay? So if you have a camera right now, record everything as much as possible, okay? If you have Facebook, start your messengers, record. That's how you amplify your sound. We gotta think differently on how we're gonna protest. No more protests, peace rallies, henceforth, all right? So our story is simple. Tigray, Ethiopia, November 4th. Remember, the 4th of November. Remember, the 4th of November, when a prime minister wanted to be a dictator. Remember, the 4th of November. People of Tigray have been under siege, and we've been fighting. We fought for 2 years. The world did not hear us. We fought with these signs for 2 years. We screamed and we shouted, and the world finally heard us. We didn't get help from anybody. We were 6 million, 7 million people against 110 on one side, 30 on one side, and from another continent, millions against us. But we fought. We didn't get help from hardly anybody, and we stood still, and we're still fighting. So from there, we wanted peace. So I come to you, as I tell you, these are the signs that we fought for 2 years. And I no longer want to use them. Because the reason of these signs was to get peace. And because we fought, we got peace. It took 2 years. And an agreement was made in Pretoria, South Africa. All right? And in this agreement for peace, we conceded, and so did the Prime Minister and the government of Ethiopia, with certain actions and requirements. And because of that, also, our own Secretary Blinken, Secretary of the State of United States of America, spoke to both sides. He accused everybody of war crimes. But then he was specific about the Ethiopian military, the Eritrean military, and the Amhara militia. He accused them of crimes against humanity. He accused them of ethnic cleansing. He accused them of displacement, moving people when they don't want to be moved. And all these accusations landed Ethiopia on the Human Rights Watch list, as it should be, because it violated rights of the human beings that it's supposed to protect. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, you are a Prime Minister of Ethiopia. Your job is to protect the people of Ethiopia. Tigray isn't Ethiopia, my brother. Your job is to protect the people of Tigray as well. On your watch, as I quote Secretary Blinken's Human Rights Watch stated that over 600,000 lives have been lost. Over 600,000 lives have been lost. And that's just on paper. God knows how many lives have been lost that weren't accounted for. So easily 1 million. Okay? All of Tigray, we're about 7 million. So in 2 years, Ethiopia has lost over 1 million people. So I don't know what world we live in when a prime minister that's supposed to protect its people also has an election during the war. Can we be real? Let's be real human beings. These men in power are playing with our lives, our children's lives, our mothers' lives, and enough is enough. I'm tired of yelling. I'm tired of protesting. I want peace. And we got peace. And now we're fighting extremely hard to maintain that peace. All right? Ethiopia is a beautiful land of many, many different ethnicities. We have over 60 dialects. It is the only country in Africa never been colonized by a European nation. The people of Tigray have been fighting Italians, they've been fighting Imperials, Haile Selassie, they fought Mengistu, now they fought Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. And they have not lost yet, and there's a reason for that. We'll talk about that later. But back to our story about Tigrayan people. We have fought, and now we have fought for peace. Now enough is enough. Henceforth now, we're going to hold peace rallies. We're asking the people of America, the people of the world to act. It's raining. All right? I'm alive and I can feel the rain. Over 600,000 folks have died and they can't feel the rain. Who's gonna fight for them? If you don't fight for the forgotten, we make the same mistakes. So my brothers and sisters, today we are holding a worldwide protest. Tigrayans and all our brothers and sisters across the world are getting together to let you know, to let our people that have died, to let them know that we have not forgotten about you. We will taste the rain on your behalf. We will fight. We will touch the earth on your behalf. We will be the voice for the voiceless. It shall be. The dead will not be forgotten. Abiy Ahmed, you're running around. We see you. Making a fool. You are actually... We're not going to talk about what you are doing to our people. Okay? Because we are allowing it. Now this is a message to the people of Ethiopia. The whole people of Ethiopia. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We all want peace. There's no way we move forward without peace. Alright? We want peace in Ethiopia. So, in order to get peace, by the way, nobody can give you peace. Alright? We have peace right now. I am at peace. What I am fighting for is justice and equality. Right? Nobody can give me peace. The peace is up to me to have it. Alright? But what you can give me, Prime Minister and leaders of this world, is you can give me justice and equality. My peace you cannot touch anymore. The people of Tigray, that's why we can't be stopped. We already have a peace within us. Everything else we ask for is justice and equality. So we are out here in 2023 fighting for justice and equality. What kind of world are we living in where we still do this? Okay? This is to all the Americans and the Europeans and all of you living your lives like the rest of the world is just peachy and creamy, all that nonsense. No, it's not. In the last 2 years, my brothers and sisters, from 2020, November 4th, 2020, okay, almost November 4th of 2022, almost 1 million people have died. What were you doing during that time? We were fighting, right? Because nobody would hear our voices. In the beginning, Ethiopia, and our Prime Minister is a very smart human being. In the beginning, I liked him. He was very charismatic, spoke many languages, talking about uniting Ethiopia as one. He went and befriended our dictator, a dictator in the name of Isaias Afewerki, president of Eritrea. Been president for almost 40 years. President, yeah. All right. We thought something great was happening. He was uniting Ethiopia. The people of the world gave him the Nobel Peace Prize in 2019 for opening borders between Ethiopia and Eritrea. Fast forward a year later, November 4th, 2020, a civil war erupts. The Ethiopian military, Amhara military, is activated from the south into the north, Tigray. At the same time, God, behold, the Eritrean military is activated from the north down south into Tigray. The same guy he made a peace treaty with, all of a sudden, wants to wipe out Ethiopians. Tigrayans are Ethiopians too. We live in Tigray, Ethiopia. The country I'm from is Ethiopia. I was born in Tigray, Mekelle. So, our Prime Minister befriends in other countries. They try to squeeze us in the middle. And the way they did it was that they went to the Security Council, they befriended the Chinese, and the Russians. The fact that whatever we spoke about, the world couldn't know about. Sovereignty issues, let Africa handle Africa. We know about that. Talk to the ones that don't understand. We are sick and tired of you playing with our lives. Who are you to play with our lives? Why? Because we're a different color skin than you? Learn your history. Learn what Ethiopia. In the Quran, it says, no jihad shall come against Ethiopia. We have Ethiopian Jews. We have the oldest Christian empire is in Ethiopia. The Ark of the Covenant is in Ethiopia. Muhammad sent his Muslims to Ethiopia to be protected. That land is special, and they know that. Every 30 years, look up the history, it's been fighting and fighting, and I'm sick and tired of it. So this is the people of Ethiopia. What are you going to do about your country? Are you going to allow these leaders now that have been constantly bickering, fighting each other? Or are we going to turn over? Do you want peace? What are you willing to do for it? Are you willing to fight your prime minister? Are you willing to fight your president? Because we believe, I grew up in Tigray, and there's a belief, it goes, death over oppression. I'd rather live free than live oppressed. That's the issue with Tigrayans. They've been trying to oppress us over and over again, and it's not in our DNA. We've been free for a long time, and we'll continue to be free.
That's right.
We have peace within ourselves.
Yes.
We demand justice and equality.
Right.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want equality.
We want equality.
We demand justice.
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 We want peace.
We want peace.
We want justice.
We want justice.
Also, my last name is important, and my first name is not. So my full name is not important. What I want you to get to know is that we are people. We are fathers and mothers and daughters and sisters just like you. We have goals and aspirations. We're not here to be used as pawns in your political gain of power. It's only the few. So what we're going to do today is we're going to get to know one another. You're going to get to know us. You're going to get to know where we're from. You're going to get to know our Saba from Denver. You're going to get to know our Katema. All right? You're going to get to know Wagahta, Rudy. Names don't mean nothing. It's the human experience that matters, and no other human has a right to stop me from experiencing my human experience. Thank you so much for listening. Today is the day. The sun is coming out. That's all we do. We fight. We can't stop though. And this is to my people in America, to the diaspora. The diaspora. I know momentum is low, okay? But we are alive.
That's
to
right.
fight.
Yep.
Okay? So the ones that have died, don't forget them on a daily basis. Remember the 4th of November, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed became a dictator. Remember the 4th of November, the Nobel Peace Prize winner became a genocider. We will never forget this. This is a message to Abiy Ahmed. Wherever you are, my brother, know that not important will never stop fighting for its people. Because the people of Ethiopia deserve peace. I don't care if you're Tigray, Amhara, Gurage, Somali. You deserve peace. You deserve to live without worrying about if you're going to die the next day or worrying about food. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, your job is to feed the people. Please do that. Feed the people. Feed the people of Ethiopia. Ethiopia is on fire. She is breaking apart, and the powers to be are enjoying it. Ethiopia was about to provide electricity to the Horn of Africa, family. Know that. And there's countries that don't want that. We're going to speak truth today. Okay, the powers to be don't want a stable Horn of Africa the way we should. It is our land. Who are they to tell us how to live on our land? They've been raping our country. And enough is enough. You want peace? I got my peace. I got so much peace right now, I want to fight for the rest of my life. I'm good on the inside. Okay? I'm fighting for justice. I'm fighting for those that can't fight for themselves. You can fight for yourselves here. The 600,000 that have died, they can't fight for themselves. The children that have been displaced, the little ones that have lost their moms and their dads continuously. I was 10 years old when I left Ethiopia as a refugee. I escaped because of a war. I didn't have a voice to talk at that time, but now I do. And I'm going to use my voice to speak for my people, the whole people. The whole people of Ethiopia want peace. These leaders need to lead. We need new leaders that are about new ways of thinking. I don't want to protest anymore. I want to celebrate my life on a Friday morning. I want to play in the rain. I want to play with my children. I want the same thing for the people of Ethiopia. We're not going to do that unless we act. They like us being complacent. The powers to be think we are herds and sheep just to follow. Enough is enough. What do you want? Do you want peace? What are you doing about it? If you want to do something about it, look us up. OMNA. Omna.org or com, don't matter. OMNA. Omna Tigray. Look it up. Justice for Tigray. Look it up. Be active. Sit on your butts, look at your phone, and find out what's going on. That's all we're asking. We're not asking for much. Because if you're aware of what's going on, if you're aware 60,000 women have been raped systematically, we're instructed to dilute the bloodline by their generals. Soldiers to this day, we have soldiers from another country on our land. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, do something about that. Okay? There's a law that says that another country's soldiers cannot be on your land, unpermitted. It's your responsibility to protect Ethiopia from Eritrean soldiers that are on Ethiopian soil. Do something. You're walking around in your fancy suits, making blunders, talking about nonsense. No, the people are dying. They're still starving. Do something. To the people of America, to the Secretary of Blinken, to Biden, we speak about values in this country. I'm a United States Marine, okay? I love this country because of its people, because of its values. In this country, I can do this. In the middle of Washington Square, I can scream and shout and talk about President Biden, you're not doing a good job in Ethiopia. Period. You know that. The world knows that. Stop playing these games. All right? I understand the political games you gotta play, but the people are still starving. It's not acceptable anymore. Why are we negotiating with terrorists? Prime ministers and dictators are terrorists. Why are we negotiating with them? Stop playing your political games. And now I want to hear from our people. So I want to take a break. I want to thank all who have helped us coordinate this worldwide protest that is happening in Boston, in all the cities in America, and it's happening in Europe as well. Because we want peace.
Yes.
And until we get it, we're not going to stop.
Absolutely.
No matter what. God bless you all. I wish balance in your life, nothing but balance. I thank you all for allowing me to
A round of applause. Thank you so much, my brother.
We want justice!
We want justice.
We want justice!